get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count up. Wasted people, do your part, play around. Get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue. And if you're at home, just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, WB. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show, my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show, my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, WB. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize,
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for today, Friday the 13th of March 2026. I'm Mose Hyde. It's WUB time. Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. This is Reef Week. That's why we are where we are, all the way in Nicholas Key, Sapatilla Key Range here, deep down south, as deep as you can go. Gulf of Honduras deep. We want to welcome everybody that's listening to us on Creme Radio, those watching us on XTV, those getting us via our apps, and of course social media streams and simulcast coverage. Pleasant good morning going out to each other. That this morning you have excellent health, your energy level is high, your vibration is positive, and of course we hope that you got space for we and everything we're ready to bring Reef Week final morning. That's what we've got for you here inside WB Belize's premier morning conversation. We do what we do. We keep it consistent. We've got your morning warm-ups. We've got a bit of morning news for you. But before we do that, we've got your weather forecast from the National Meteorological Service. Forecaster Catherine Cumberbatch is going to Tell us all.
Good morning, Belize. A relatively moist airflow prevailing. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with cloudy intervals, along with a few showers to continue to develop around the country during the morning hours, then becoming isolated by afternoon. There is also a medium chance for isolated thunderstorms to develop over inland areas during the afternoon or evening hours. Today's high temperatures are expected to reach 85 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, to 90 inland and 78 over the mountains. Tonight, the skies will be partly cloudy and showers will be isolated, and low temperatures are expected to be 76 degrees Fahrenheit along coastal areas, to 70 inland and 64 in the higher elevations. The winds will be light and variable at first. Later, the winds will blow from the east at 5 to 10 knots and the sea state will be slight. A high tide will occur at 7:26 a.m., a low at 11:14 in the morning, and a high at 5:54 in the evening. Another low will occur at 1:47 a.m. The sun will rise today at 2 minutes past 6 and set at 2 minutes past 6 in the evening. The moon set today at 19 minutes past 1 and rise at 2:26 tomorrow morning. The outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for mainly fair weather to prevail and showers will be isolated. In the sargassum forecast, surface and satellite data continue to show sargassum increasing over the area. As a result, more mats are expected to drift ashore during the next few days, producing moderate impacts. And in the fire forecast, the risk for forest or brush fire will continue to be low over the next 24 hours. And that concludes your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news. The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news. The first private radio.
All right, we now have your morning news, and the story is making it inside your morning news today. Belize Telemedia Limited on Tuesday, February 10th, made an updated submission regarding its proposed acquisition of SpeedNet Communications Limited to the regulator, the Public Utilities Commission, PUC. We note that the submission was made 2 work days after the Minister of Public Utilities, Honorable Michelle Shabat, announced in the House of Representatives on Friday, February 6th, that the Prime Minister had ordered a pause on discussions for BTL to further engage the public in a genuine, open and cordial way and to ensure the proper regulatory process is followed. He further explained that any proposed acquisition of this nature must first be reviewed by the regulatory body. The updated submission was required given the withdrawal from the deal of 3 cable companies. BTL had submitted its first proposal on January 8, 2026. BTL made presentations to the PUC on a submission on that same day and then again on January 27. Of the updated version, the PUC says BTL advised that the acquisition is subject to approval by the company's board of directors and importantly that the submission is being made in advance of that approval. After reviewing the submission, the PUC has written to both BTL and SpeedNet requesting responses on critical considerations. These include matters relating to consumer protection, service continuity and quality of service commitments, corporate strategy, transitional structures, financial soundness of the proposed transaction, infrastructure sharing, and market transparency and fairness. Both BTL submissions and the communications from PUC are available on the PUC's website at www.puc.pz. The PUC has set aside 1 month to receive comments from the public. The deadline is Monday, April 13th at 5 p.m. Comments can be submitted to info@puc.bz. The subject should be comments, proposed acquisition of SpeedNet Communications by Belize Telemedia Limited. The Public Utilities Commission, the PUC, on Wednesday notified that it has completed its public consultation on market dominance in the telecommunications sector. Based on their assessment, the Commission has determined that BTL Telemedia Limited holds market dominance across all retail and wholesale telecommunications markets, with SpeedNet holding market dominance in the wholesale call termination only, meaning they only control calls that end on their network. According to the release, the identification of market dominance enables the Commission to develop regulatory measures necessary to ensure that the structure and operation of the telecommunications sector remain consistent with the objectives of the Act, including promotion of effective competition, the protection of consumers and other users of telecommunication services, and the orderly development of telecommunications infrastructure. The Commission says it will use the findings to consider appropriate regulatory measures if necessary to promote fair competition, protect consumers, and ensure the continued development of the telecommunications sector. On Thursday evening, the government announced that the PUC has implemented a transition tariff freeze on bundle services, migration of subscribers, new tariff for services, and application procedures. It means there cannot be any changes on those aspects without the prior approval of the PUC. At their protest on Tuesday outside the National Assembly building, the Belize Communication Workers for Justice commented on the fact that Belize Telemedia Limited, in a notice to former workers, is not accounting for the 3% interest before November 5th, 2025, that the Prime Minister said the company was willing to pay on severance. The notice only references 6% interest after the CCJ judgment.
BTL is sticking to the 6% since November 5th, since the judgment, which as we explained is significantly less, even significantly less than the 3% that the Prime Minister said BTL was prepared to do. So BTL is really a bit confused about what they're supposed to be doing, because if their board said that they are prepared to pay up the 3%, it's kind of strange for us why then to the general former employees, they're saying, if you come in today, I will only give you from November 5th, 2026. So their messaging is very confusing, but we evaluate what is said. And again, from that messaging, if you would go to BTL today, that interest that you're getting is a little bit over $100. What the Prime Minister has said in terms of the 3% is even significantly more, but what we believe that they owe us is the 6% since the day we left, which is the actual amount that matches our severance and the time that we have left. So that information that BTL is putting out right now is not new. It's what they said in the press conference. But my understanding is that people that, well, from our group, I haven't received anyone that wants to say that they will go and accept what BTL is offering.
Also, I can name, and I won't call the name like DK would say, don't call name, but 2 people who have gone in. They were not a part of our group, but through their attorney, they had gone in after PM said 3%, and they were still not given the 3%. So I believe that the messengers that were sent to negotiate with us is not taking the message. There are 3 sides to a story. You have our side, you have their side, and you have the right side. And our side is also the right side. So they're not taking the proper message to the board, and I believe to the Prime Minister.
On a related matter, there is a discrepancy in how the leader of the government is treating 2 issues related to Belize Telemedia Limited. The first is the intended acquisition of SpeedNet Communications Limited, which the Prime Minister has insisted is a business deal and a matter for the company board. The other is the issue of severance for former employees. In the case of the latter, the Prime Minister has said that the issue was discussed at Cabinet and the former employees must be paid. We asked Belize Communication Workers for Justice spokesperson Emily Turner for her views on that discrepancy.
I think there's a bit of a division with how the ministers have spoken on this issue, and we have some very influential ministers that have said that the case of the issue of the acquisition has to come to the people of Belize, and I agree with them on that matter. That we don't want to hear nothing. You can't say that how BTL owned and private, and you don't have to consult when you use for we tax money for buy BTL, for get BTL away from Ashcroft. That is our tax money. You know what that means? Every $10, $5 when I charge we, $100 when I charge we in a tax was accumulated, and that was the millions then became what they had to pay for BTL. So it's not a private company. It's probably privately run, but it is not a private company. Why is it then that every year all the financials of BTL are published? We could go up on BTL website and see the entire director's report along with the financials, because it is not a private company. They have to come to the people, and no worry, when the acquisition consultation start, we underwrite for us to be questions, because nobody know BTL and
Better.
Smart or this industry better than all of us.
And you're not hearing anything from BTL in terms of
No,
public
because I
consultation?
can't wait. I can't wait for them to show me their financial, their forecast.
That's the end of our morning news update. We'll take a break and then come back to open up conversation here on this Friday morning. WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Reef Week, final morning for us, 2026 on Creme Radio and on XTV.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Friday morning. It's the Reef Week coverage. You know that this happens every, we could say every March, really, because that's when the Mesoamerican Reef Day is celebrated, and that's when we celebrate the Belize Barrier Reef. All right, I'm adamant about that one. Yeah, so we want to welcome you. As you know, all week long we have been in Nicholas Key, in Sappadilla Key Range. This is our final morning here. We've been celebrating Reef Week under the theme For We Reef, For We Roots, connecting communities, empowering youth. And it would not be possible without a host of collaborators and partners and sponsors. And so first of all, I want to thank my good friend, the one and only Will Mejia, Kopali Distillery, for their tremendous assistance to have us out on Nicholas Key in Sappadilla. It's a place few have visited. They have heard about most, but few have actually visited. And so we are very honored to have this opportunity to do what we believe to be the first ever live broadcast from the Gulf of Honduras, the Sappadilla Key Range, Nicholas Key. And we did it on Tuesday morning, and now for those who have watched previous mornings, you will know that this is not where we were the previous mornings, but overnight we had some showers. I think there's some kind of front that has come in, and maybe you guys have been experiencing it a different way. We got a little overnight moisture and early morning little drizzle, and so we had to get under cover, to protect our equipment and to be sure. Well, the morning is lovely. We probably could have done it from where we've been doing it all week, but we had to err on the side of caution. That's what they say. So that is the reason why we are at a different spot. We're kind of like near where the kitchen is located here on this island. But, it's still lovely. But visually, it's not the way it was those previous mornings. So we apologize for that. This morning, we do have guests coming up. Let me just quickly take the chance to honor our sponsors and our official sponsors: Belize Tax Services, Freetown Drugstore, Honorable Osman Martinez, Sol Belize, Toledo Teachers Credit Union Limited, Toledo Institute for Development and Environment Hyde, Garbutt's Marina, Kopali Rum, premier sponsors: BB Insurance, Ewarts Marina, Honorable Anthony Sylvester, Black in Marine Science, the Press Office, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Central Bank of Belize, CG United World Wildlife Fund, Wildlife Conservation Society, Belize Tourism Board, Seafront Inn, King Energy Uno Punta Gorda Town, the National Fisherman Producers Cooperative Society Limited, Punta Gorda Town Council, the University of Belize, and Carl Petch Village Resort. And we, of course, want to take this opportunity to thank all our sponsors and all our partners for the tremendous support that we've had to bring you Reef Week. And we're going to talk a little bit about Reef. Of course, we've been doing that each morning. That doesn't mean that there's not other stuff going on. Yesterday, we kind of were ahead of the story that gas going up. And the report is that fuel is going to go up over $1. Well, it has gone up. It went up last night, midnight. For me, that's bad news. It means that it's going to cost me more to reach Belize from PG than it cost me from Belize to PG. So right away, that is a very unpleasant bit of news and an expensive one. And for most people who commute, it's one. And we spoke about, we understand there's a war in the what is called West Asia, or some news reports will say Middle East. Iran, Israel, the US, they're bombing, there's missiles, there's destruction, infrastructural destruction. A lot of the oil producing infrastructure in the Gulf states are being burnt, struck by missiles, by drones. Iran itself also has its oil producing capacity being impaired just from this reality of the war, as well as by infrastructural damages. And so we know that it's very likely things are going to get bad. I've always had these questions. So you want to tell me that the oil, the fuel, the gas, remember now, what comes out of the Middle East is essentially they refine whatever. They bring in oil. And then they are brought to refineries, whatever. And then they bring out these products, whether it's your premium, your whatever. So based on how quickly our price went up, it means that it would suggest, I mean, the logical mind says that then it means that the fuel that we are presently going to pump since midnight last night is all fuel that has been produced post the war in Iran, which is about, I think, about 10, 11 days. Can you just fact check that for me, Will? I think it's about 11 days or 12 days. The number of days the war has been going on with Iran. Because within 12 days, we have the fuel going up. And it means that the logic of this is that all the gas stations throughout the country, they sold all their pre-Iran fuel before midnight last night. Because if they didn't, it means that they are charging you more for fuel that was already in the ground. This is the logic of it, right? This is the bonanza that comes off the pain of the commuter. I want to walk you through this logic again. Midnight, that is when our prices go up. I don't know why it goes up. On the gas price, but we change our prices at midnight, and the reason given for the change is the war, Iran, Israel, US, then why they bomb up one another, and the world crude oil price has gone up, high. But if we price done gone up like that, then it has to be that we don't start by the post-Iran, Israel, US war oil. Because if not, then it means that at different levels of this pricing structure, people they start eat before the oil even come, including the government, which then taxes that oil, which taxes it in a way where it increases its take home based on the increased rate on the per gallon of oil. So it's a windfall. More higher, the more take, the greater percentage of the take, because there's a tax on a tax within the tax structure per gallon. And it's not complicated math. It really isn't. At 12 o'clock last night, there is no way that all the gas stations throughout the country had empty fuel tanks at the respective gas stations. There is no way. That's impossible for there to be such a synchronicity, such a everybody just synchronized. Our gas done the same time. So then they are being allowed to charge a new price on all acquisition. And that by itself is gangster. That by itself is structural badness. You know when you got street badness? Well, you got structural institutional badness. That's classic institutional, straight up gangster badness. 12 o'clock, we get to charge one new price whether or not that is a part of the new acquisition. Bam! It you say to yourself, well, you're gonna buy $1 a quarter. I have to get the exact rates that reported in the news. Let me just try to get the exact dates so that maybe you did not hear this bad news as yet. So maybe we just gotta drop it on you. So they said diesel, that's still the same. Good for you, Will. But they said that to change soon for the next shipment. When all the diesel tanks will be empty at the same time. But premium, which was at $12.00, is going to go up to $13.76. That's nearly $14 per gallon. That's an increase of $1.23. Somebody do the percentage increase for me. Just do the percentage increase. 123 divided by 1253 times 100. And then you have the regular going up from $11.77 to $13.02. That's an increase of $1.25. Then that's a serious jump. Then that's a serious jump. Then that's a painful jump. And it's not that we are clueless and we don't understand everywhere price to go up because of what's going on there. Everywhere. Yesterday morning, I felt maybe 1 week from now we have start have one creeping up. Nothing in that creep. And that Reef week, and I spent a lot yesterday in the first segment of my show talking about this issue. Talking about trying to explain to you we have gone to school, we've done the class work on what we pay when we pay for that. But that $13.02 for regular, half of that is straight government take. Which includes things like environmental tax, which includes stamp duty, and then GST on top of we pay a tax on the tax. So the greater that tax, then we pay a greater tax percentage on top of that, and that's the take home. And we have argued against consecutive administrations. There is no way that we should design a system where a painful reality that we cannot avoid, we import this pain, but for the government coffers, it's a bonanza. Something is flawed about that. Because producing, cost of living, our greater priorities. Don't tell me, well, it ended up in our government coffers and so they must spend that back per week. That is the argument that is used. That's a flawed argument. You want your productive sector to be under the least pressure. You want to incentivize production. You want to incentivize people taking on enterprise. The fishermen who now have to go, your fish where you want to pay for Easter. You can't beg to the fisherman when they can't tell you come Holy Thursday. How you want begs? He can't get away. He can't say, well, I have to cut back on how much fuel I use because the place where the fish there, not there closer because gas costs more. The fish still there where the fish there. The conch still there where the conch's there. The lobster still there where the lobster there. Trap still there where the lobster there. In this case, with the type of fish, they say, oh, the length. People want to eat fish. You can't beg to the fisherman there. The tour guide then can't carry up their rate. Because then the tourist might say, well, I just want to walk along and I'll take your tour. But they have to spend more on fuel. The taxi, the bus. The inflationary aspect of this. And then why they just one, it's we have to maybe thankful. They may actually start doing a thing when they even tell you that they may increase the price. Well, I couldn't do anything if I know they may increase the price. I wish I could tell my somebody if you go and full up the truck last night before Cinderella strike. Cause my glass slipper drop off. I have to buy gas as we reach PG. We have to full up. And if I sound disgusted by all of it, I absolutely am. Not because I'm being unreasonable. I expect there will be pain. We are import one lot of this pain. This war is terrible news. Terrible news. Terrible. But we compound it. We got a local amplification of bad news here when it comes to that. And we kind of lose sunlight, and me one day and I can't adjust my setting. I go in a break, I have and guess I have to adjust my setting. This WB Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes Reef Week. We do Reef Week things when we come back from the break. That's how we represent.
You're watching WB, this is XTV WUB, so big respect to our sponsors, 4 Point Security, alright? So you don't know, tomorrow, hey, big up Friday. Maybe you want big up Party Friday. That is it.
We want big up? Big up all of the retirees back there where they try to get a pension, because I soon reach their level, so I big up the people out there, they protest for their money, right?
Yeah. Big up Friday, we are big up.
Big up the restaurant over there.
Okay.
The best food in Belize.
All right.
Right there.
I big up me, ma. I'm a baby.
Don't say.
Myself today. Because I'm my idea. Respect.
Meal Prep Restaurant, second floor downtown plaza.
Our karate instructor, so I big up all my students and all my student parents. Because the parents are the motor behind it.
Now you're big up?
Yes, I.
All right.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
At Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus, 20 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, doing our part to balance the scales.
Cahalpet Resort, located on the highest point in town, offers spectacular views of San Ignacio and Santa Elena. Located next to Cahalpet Mayan Temple, San Antonich Mayan Temple can be seen 10 miles away.
Cahalpet Resort has 72 air-conditioned rooms,
a restaurant, bar, conference room, jacuzzi, and 3 pools with cascading waterfalls. For reservations, call 824-3740. Cahalpet Resort.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales. Nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
This Reef Week, we celebrate one of Belize's greatest national treasures, the Belize Barrier Reef. Protecting it requires more than appreciation. It requires science, research, and leadership.
At the University of Belize, the Marine Biology program prepares our students to learn and protect our marine ecosystems that are vital to Belize's future.
Through hands-on training, students learn how to investigate marine biodiversity, design research projects, analyze environmental data, and contribute solutions to Belize's conservation challenges.
At the University of Belize, we're not only educators, we're scientists actively involved in our national environmental discussions, research initiatives, and policy conversations. Our reefs support biodiversity, fisheries, tourism, and coastal protection. By training the next generation of marine scientists, UB is helping ensure these ecosystems are protected for generations to come. That engagement keeps our program current and ensures that what we teach reflects the real challenges facing Belize's marine environment.
This Reef Week, discover how you can become a steward of Belize's marine environment. Visit us at www.ub.edu.bz.
That just don't last? appliances that just can't keep up? It's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE.
I think that this program has benefited my parents because now they don't have to pay for my tuition, so they can use that on other expenses for the house or for me personally, and they don't have to pay for my electronics either because I'm given one. My major is one of the most expensive ones that they have here at Sacred Heart. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable that it's completely covered and my parents don't have to worry about it.
I can see that it has benefited especially parents who have more than one children at school, because they are no longer worrying about where the money will come, for them to pay the tuition for their kids. We have a lot of parents who are single parents, and for them especially, this has been a great blessing.
I have 3 other siblings, and the financial burden is really great. And so with me having a free education, they could focus more on my brothers and 2 other sisters' education and not worry on my financial needs. They could focus more on them and not have to worry about me.
Years gone by, not anybody could have afforded Sacred Heart College. And now with this in place, it surely have impacted a lot of our families. Now we are really out of space for students because now everybody, they want to come to Sacred Heart College because of this program that we have in place.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
right, welcome back to the WUB Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes. It's Friday morning, 13th of March. It's the fourth day of our Reef Week conversations. We Roots, connecting communities, empowering youth, the theme for this year's celebration. And it would not be Reef Week if we did not have Oceana with us. And so you are looking on the screen and you can see the big shots from Oceana. The big shots are with me today. You know they kind of cut their style and leave it for me. But then they're in a full force. It's my way of saying I'm happy to see you, man. We have Senator Janelle.
We miss you too, Mose. We miss you too. You stop inviting me, but we miss you too. Man in Belize.
What? The blasphemy.
I have the red receipts. I have the red receipts. I have the documentation.
Oh. We know that joke is a joke.
We holler my WhatsApp chat.
We know that
I
joke
would be like, "Hello, stranger, you're still alive. You remember we?"
So that who reach out to who for they are today now? Make we hear.
Yes, after our conversation, I started about the Reef Week theme and Reef Week fair.
No. Don't play with me like that. Alyssa, morning.
Man in Mose.
I know it's just the wait. I don't want to get into this hot.
Morning, Senator. How are you guys doing? Happy Reef Week.
Happy Reef Week,
everyone.
Well, I know. I know that Oceana keeps it heavy for Reef Week, so maybe we can start there. What are some of the things that have been done for this Reef Week?
So yeah, a lot has been going on. I'll pass over to Alyssa, but I would say the overarching theme is just continuing the conversation, Mose, because every time we get together and we have these meetings and just the innate response of just we have to champion this, we have to increase the community ownership, we have to make people feel that this is for we Reef, this is not some distant thing where we only think about June to November, and that's really been at the core and why we're still doing this, and you are big respect, one of the three folks organizing this from 2011 2010. I know I said that age, but it's really a beautiful thing when we could come together and celebrate something, but also own the responsibility of that ownership. And
big up
really
Alberto Part. He was big up Alberto Part. He was
yes,
a founding member.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Miss Audrey. Yeah. It's really important that these things continue, because I think bad actors are counting on us to stop celebrating, and then you're here, we're gonna stop celebrate the Reef. So but Marley said we can't take a day off because people on the compound we walk away from these types of things, and we know how important it is to just remind people and say, hey, remember, and we continue to fight.
Okay, Alyssa, fill me in.
Yes, man. I want to start first of all. Today we have our Reef Fair that's happening at Memorial Park in Belize City. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All the organizations that are participating in Reef Week, and there are many, too numerous to mention. One of the unique but great things about Reef Week is that there's just so many organizations across the country that are just working together to make this happen. So I just want to invite everyone to come out to Memorial Park today. That's live, that's happening today. So get out there, see, learn, experience, interact, engage. You have ideas, you have thoughts, you have opinions. Now is the time to kind of share those with anybody and everybody, because they will be there. So we're excited about that. But the Reef Week calendar, as always, chock full of activities from north to south. Lots of outreach activities, lots of education, engagement, cleanups, trash blitzes. We have social media giveaways and contests. So there's opportunities for, if you take great photos and want to participate in that, do that. Scavenger hunts that are happening. And there's even some activities that are happening later this month as well by other organizations in terms of trainings and workshops. So I encourage everyone to visit the Reef Week Instagram page, the Facebook page, find out more, see what's happening in your area. We have a full detailed calendar, and there's something for everybody, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are. And I think we take great pride in trying to make sure that we make things available and accessible to people every week.
Yeah. And before I go to Spanish Lookout tomorrow, you have to head out to support the WWF organized Reef Run.
Yes.
Happening tomorrow morning, because that's one of the last events of this week, but it's always a fun way. You can walk or run. It's 2 miles. And I think, some of the perks of registering early have closed, but definitely walking in solidarity is also a big deal. So I encourage folks to head out to the Marine Parade tomorrow.
They have an 8-mile option too, in case you're a serious, athlete and runner. I personally signed up for the 2-mile walk run option, but still participating, still showing up. And that's what I mean, organizations really give everyone an opportunity to be involved, no matter where you're there, no matter your fitness level, we're not a judge nobody. And we definitely want to make sure, people could get out there and, surround themselves with like-minded people. Reef Week really is about bringing awareness to that resource out there that sustains us all, whether we appreciate it, whether we're aware of it or not. It really is what pulls us together as Belizeans, everybody. You used to say this, Mose, we the Reef people, that's who we are. Whether we out there ourselves or not, the food we eat, the places we like go, Easter to come up directly, everybody going out, Snake Key Cocker, hopefully some people try to make it out to the SAPs who could make it out there. I'm jealous. It's been a while.
You should be, yeah.
But, yeah.
But once the road fixed, we make sure we get the Reef Ride back on the road. We had to make a decision this year because of safety. The condition of the road is really not conducive to safety, and number one priority is always safety for anybody, the participants. And so with the road construction about to start, we're very optimistic that, once we have a brand new road, that the Reef Ride will make a comeback. So you won't have to dust off your bike and give you at least a 2-year notice so that you could get back on the road with us riding from to the coast.
I know your little job. Yeah, I know you that. I know. I will not retaliate. Not immediately. Have your fun, Senator.
Not immediately.
Well
noted.
Not immediately. No, we know that you've had some major wins, some major campaigns. You've been a part of coalitions, but you've been a significant part of various winning movements to impact, of course, the Gillnet. Well, before the Gillnet, and I think maybe it was before, I don't know, it might have been before your time when they had the victory against the trawlers. And then, of course, you've had the Gillnets, you've had the offshore oil moratorium, and you've kind of had to do a double dip on that, go back to make sure that no games are being played. The plastics seems to be one that become a little bit problematic. It's easier to get maybe rhetoric from leadership, but that kind of, as you had asked Will to do, put his chest in it. Maybe we have not seen that when it comes to the one-use plastics. Could you talk about that a bit?
Sure. And I'll piggyback on our tag team with Alyssa on this too. But I think it's important, Mose, with all of the accomplishments that we have made as Belizeans, and because none of our work is singular to us. This is always about national effort, national benefits, and Belizeans owning this. Has been the people power. So I really want to start off really strong, saying with my whole body, thank you, because like you said, sometimes we have to go back. Sometimes we get one next signature, we do our next event about the same thing. And to their credit, people continue to show up, continue to sign, continue to stand up and speak out. And that bigger than anything else, because we know our voices get dismissed, but when we come together, then people listen and leaders respond to that. So just really want to thank the Belizean people for being true to that this entire time. But I will say on the plastics, Mose, we have identified, and you may have heard ministries like the Sustainable Development Ministry and even Minister Julius Pat, who is one of those folks as well, have to deal front and center because of highway cleanup. There is an opportunity for us to look at legislation like the Beverage Container Act, like, enforcement, but of how do we make sure that there's ownership, literal ownership of these items that are being produced as single use, particularly in the food sector. Let's start with the food sector because that's something that we can control, and look at how it is that you, when you produce something that is single use, have a responsibility to get that back to you so that you could handle it, or that it's handled in a way that it can be processed and dealt with responsibly. Because we see what happened with those one set of products from that one company, the Coca-Cola company, where people are collecting it, and because there's that value to that, people look out for it, they go hunt for it. But these other single-use items don't have that, even from our national companies. And we think that should be something that's equal across the board to make sure that everybody have that same responsibility. Because if we could do it for one, I think there is an onus that we do it for everybody to make sure that at least we could appreciate the Denty night. And I will say, Mose, if you've ever been on just one cleanup, it is truly, truly, truly remarkable where people dash. Like, I mean, it's like, you don't want this in your home, but you want to put this in everybody's home. Like, yo, it's surreal. And I know this is about washing machine and mattress. I mean, everything where you could think about, like insert blank here. It's crazy. And it speaks volumes to, as you said, like we could say we love the reef and we love our environment and we want clean air and clean water. And we know to make the connection that where we put out into the environment and think that, oh, somebody else can collect that, or that's somebody else's problem. We just despite ourselves. We really, really just despite ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to piggyback on something Janelle said earlier too, in terms of the production. I think one of the major problems we've seen, not just in Belize, but globally, has been this emphasis put the responsibility of single-use plastics and litter, they put on the consumers, right? On us, the ones who to buy the products. But if there are no options, if there are, limited ways of getting things dealt with, it's very, very hard. It's a cultural thing. But beyond that, we're also seeing a real big move and a push towards enhanced producer responsibility. So saying, let's look at the production of these, items for consumption, whether it's beverage, whether it's food, whatever it is. And the people who are producing it have to provide more options. They have the responsibility to do so. And we're seeing major companies globally take these leaps. I don't know when last anybody gone, and I just use this randomly, at McDonald's in Chatham Mall, and I only use Chatham Mall because they're closer. I know there's lots of things going on there too. But I mean, since I think over a year ago, they've passed legislation. So now their cups not come with a plastic cover anymore. Their straws are paper straws. And you're seeing these big companies take these steps to say, we're looking at how we produce, how we manufacture, how we provide these options out there, and take increased responsibility, because we know to put the responsibility on the consumer, is shifting more than this. They're paying for the product, but then they're also responsible for the disposal of it as well. Like, who's the one making profits from this, and how can we streamline our, value chain or production chain to be able to say, or supply chain, that we can minimize plastics, single-use plastics primarily, but also in terms of how these things are disposed, because, whether it's containers, trash bins, any of those things, collection, having a way to make it easier and the access, more available and more democratic to people to say, okay, if this is what you want us to do, we want to be partners in terms of how we dispose of this. Let's see how we can make sure that it's easier for people to do that. Not that I have to drive here, give this a facility, do all of these things, jump through hoops A, B, C, D, and then when ultimately get confronted with a report you don't like, say, well, it's not, we're doing this, but ultimately the people need to bring it to us kind of scenario. So we're seeing a lot more enhanced producer responsibility, and I think that's something that we're definitely engaging government officials on, partners, private sector especially. We've seen a lot of greenwashing. We've been trying to do a lot of education around that, because you see people say bio-based container. What is bio-based? When you look at what that looks like structurally, it's almost the same thing as plastic, or styrofoam, and it doesn't degrade, even if it's made from a naturally derived source. I mean, petroleum, you will, they have to get that out of the ground, fossil fuels. You could argue whatever you want by that. How it's made afterwards, though, is a man-made process, how it's turned into plastic. And so, by that account, you can take anything and try to put it as, oh, this is great for the earth because it came from north. So we're really trying to make sure that people are aware of the things that they're using, and then also the effects of it, because beyond litter, beyond the cost to take that out, beyond the eyesore that is, and we've heard, to John's point, several ministers come out on this, talking about civic pride, talking about garbage, the cost of that to other industries like agriculture, like tourism. But beyond that, even health-wise, people tell you, put hot food in a plastic container, in a styrofoam container, release toxins were negative or harmful to your body, cancer-causing toxins, and there's lots of things there. So it really isn't a good thing all around for us. And I think the wider conversations, the more people get involved in this, the better the solution can come about, where the responsibility really is shared. It's not just on who buy it, have to be responsible for what that ultimately end up. The people who produce it also have to bear some responsibility on that, and that's really the conversation we're pushing.
Absolutely.
Give thanks for such a thorough response. This is an extremely thorough response. I appreciate, and a lot that we could kind of like separate and really focus on, but I will just leave that as is, to say, well, that's just how difficult it is to change human habits, to change community habits. It's not easy work, and there is no success just by simply kind of getting all rushed to me about it, or playing the blame game on it, because it requires all hands on deck, making the right adjustments in concert consistently. So there is enforcement, there is infrastructural changes, there is there has to be consequences, and there's need for major education and to some extent some regulations. But everybody has to be looking at how they can collaborate better and really consistently hammer away, so that we can. If you did a survey, it's a thing about us that we detest the most. It's one of those things.
Yes.
All right. So we're not happy about it. There are different partners that have to come in to say, listen, let us move and make the necessary changes. It won't happen overnight just by saying, man, why are we so dirty? That does nothing. It's like they put a warning sign on cigarettes saying that they kill.
Exactly.
And it's like, you think that's going to stop somebody from smoking a cigarette? It takes a lot, right?
Yeah. And secondhand smoke is worse, to use the metaphor,
Yeah. I spoke before we got on here, Senator. I don't think Alyssa was on as yet, about an experience yesterday. I was with Will, and when you're with Will, you'll always end up in some frontline situation. It might be advertised as a let's go take a look and see if fish they bite over there. But trust me, I know about that. It's going to end up in some kind of let's be the change we want. We end up finding gill nets in what is supposed to be a piece of reef that has garnered international headlines. The Crown Reef, Corona Reef, that is between Belize, Guatemala, or in Belize. How you go, Will? Is it all in Belize? All in Belize. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you about that part. Anyway, we earlier in the week, of course, we heard from Tide that they've been kind of forced because of how, in their view, it has become, I think the word used is dicey or tricky, or the transboundary aggression amplified.
Yes.
But that is no good. Tide is science, and the science work has been interrupted. And then we see, we encountered a gill net that literally Will couldn't take up, and his captain couldn't take up. And whatever little strength I have, which is not that much, couldn't give them any assistance either. I resorted to using the boat to bring up the net. Couldn't. And the parts that did come up were essentially bringing up pieces of the reef. A reef that, I have to emphasize, has made it into the international news as being what, like, it shouldn't be there and it shouldn't be that healthy. It's deep and it's extremely healthy. The biodiversity is extremely high, and so it is to be studied. Well, right now it is being savaged. I can tell you that firsthand. And you know, the gill net thing, this is not just, you know, killing fishes. This is destroying reef, like literally. How do you look at that, Senator Alyssa?
First of all, I think everybody hearing that further encounter, because unfortunately we know Will posting our videos pretty regular in terms of coming across this gear. But just in terms of, again, that ownership, that this is for we. This is literally for we reef, and somebody is disrespecting it, is insulting it, is destroying it. And, you know, what are we going to do to make sure that we are helping to be part of the solution to that and addressing that meaningfully and making sure that that is safeguarded and protected, because that's to our benefit. It's literally giving us what we need. So that in the first instance is heartbreaking. But the second thing, it's just, I think every time we hear a gill net story, it reinforces that this gear is just inherently destructive. That it is such a well-designed, like, you know how the lionfish is like the perfect invasive species because it could live a month without food, they have millions of eggs and eat everything. That gear is so perfectly designed to do the worst damage you could imagine. It's so strong. It's so, like, it's indomitable. And we, as a people, the fishers, fisherman Ardenet from Punta Gorda, they were the ones in the 1990s that saw exactly what you saw yesterday, 30 odd years ago, and said, this can't be something that we use in our waters because it is so destructive. It is so indiscriminate. It is so unnecessary, and it's irrevocable in its wake that we have to get rid of this. So to hear that, as you say, something significant, and all our reefs are significant, but something as significant as that site, that is a hope spot that should be studied as to figuring out, well, why this spot the work when others the bleach, and why this spot have fish when previous spots all the fish gone. Like that to me is the real loss that we not even begin to calculate, because we know that we lose. We could look down and see the damage, but what about the things where we not even see, when we not even appreciate the species, where we not even know the down there that might only they are, like, we don't know how pretty, but man, we also unique. And people forget unique not mean rare. Unique mean only, yeah. We might have things only, yeah, where they're on that site and we don't even know about it and we lose it. Like that to me, the bigger tragedy where really they give me the most anguish, because we lose things to the deep sea, to these things. And it's why globally there is this significant push for cautionary approach and really strategically making sure we're making decisions based on information, because we take their things for granted that, oh yeah, well, we don't know where they're down there, so we could go ahead and destroy it, or we could afford to lose it. I remember one official writing and say, oh well, anything where they're out there environmentally falls to the wayside for what we could benefit from economically, not realizing it's the other way around. Our environment, that reef sustains maybe the whole population of fishers will depend on our southern population. We could be losing that. And because of where we are as a culture, as a people, maybe that's where we need to look at how we advance, make sure that Corona Reef becomes the Ruta Maya of the sea, and we rally around it and make sure that we put that attention out there and we come together for figure out how we could safeguard that and enforce that and be safe, because we know safety in the numbers and we know safety is a real thing, but then they're out there because of where they're down there and we don't even know where they're down there.
Facts. So, well, it's a reminder that good work has been done, a lot has been achieved, there have been wins, but the enemy still lives, our challenges persist, and the reef is still in peril. Some of it beyond our control, climate change. But there are some things that require a deep commitment, courage, and consistency. And this is a low-hanging fruit. This is not a secret. This is now something that has captured the curiosity and interest of scientists far and near, and it is absolutely depressing to hear. I mean, I was not expecting this. I'm just talking to Mr. Rash, the marine scientist for Hyde, and he was explaining he's just saying, we were doing work, we were collaborating with Guatemalan organization, I guess of a similar orientation, and then that has been completely disrupted. And I think Ewert in his own dynamic and impressive way said it really well, that you have to act with a conviction that something is yours. You're a poet,
You're a poet.
100 he is. He's a man of great oral rhythm. And in it is a challenge, right? It's a challenge.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It doesn't make it easy, but there are things that are worth our commitment, even if they are difficult, and this is one of them, right?
Absolutely.
And that's why we have Reef Week, right? So
yes, and I want to make sure I advertise the right. I said unique, but the scientific word is endemic. So big up to the scientific community for coming up with those words, but also big up for the folks that latch on to that, because as Ewer put so poignantly, we have to act like it. If that your ball and you want to pick it up and carry it when you're ready, then you better make sure everybody know that your ball same way.
Yeah, ownership is lived. it's lived.
Absolutely.
Lived. But I want to I want to just thank you guys. It doesn't feel like we at least here on WB, if we don't get a chat with Oceana, and especially when we get to chat with the big fishes of Oceana. No pun intended. No pun intended.
No, we're always happy to come here. And I just want to say, honestly, that's why when we talk about this, whether it's single-use plastic, whether it's single-use gear, like indestructible gear, and just patriotic pride, I think at the end of the day, folks like you were, leaders that aren't putting themselves in the spotlight. They're recognizing that if they're not me to say it, then who to say it, and really stepping up. And that gives me the action word of hope, that not just a known that, I hope somebody want to deal with it. No, it's hope as a verb, and recognizing that I have to be the one that out there for step, but we could deal with this in a different way, and we could look at this differently, and we could put trust in our people. But when they fail, we are holding accountable to it. And when we do right by it, then we could big them up and say, yes, like you deliver because this matters. And that are really the motivation, the buoyancy where we could continue to do this year after year, day after day, because if we don't have that hope, what we have, that's a humanity without hope. I mean, we don't have to look too far to see what that looks like, and we don't want that for Belize.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you both again. Hope you guys finish up Reef Week with great enjoyment. Make the best of it. And thanks again for joining me here from spectacular Sapadilla Nicholas Key.
Salt in the wound, Mose. Salt in the wound.
Salt water, not just salt water.
I know.
It's not only that though. We're making history. This is the first ever broadcast from the subs ever.
I mean, and when you're big and large, Mose, because that's a broadcast. You're the broadcast in a way that everybody there appreciate, and the signal, not the stutter, your tapa things, my boy.
I know I've endorsed that part. They can use one disgusting Bali technology, but yeah.
But it's the embodiment of the Reef Week team. I have to say, you're to connect communities, you're to show people, what we have out there, and really we can't protect what you don't know. So doing it for us,
All right. Guys, have a great weekend.
Thanks,
enjoy
guys.
the rest of Reef Week.
You.
Thanks for joining.
All the best.
Thank you. Have a good Reef Week.
We'll take a break and come back.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
When Shell V-Power flows through your engine, confidence flows through you. Choose the fuel that 100% cleans critical engine parts and keeps your engine performing like new.
Mangroves are recognized in Belize for their important role as a nature-based solution to climate change.
Mangrove conservation is important because mangroves form that bridge between the land and the sea. It helps protect our coast, which is so critical not only for fisheries, for tourism, just everyday communities.
One of the major benefits of mangroves is that it's the nursery for almost all of the fish that we find on the reef. So our whole ecotourist economy is based on the fact that we have wildlife in the ocean, and a lot of it grows up here in the nurseries.
Despite their importance, mangroves have also been one of the least represented ecosystems, and the increased pressures it faces, there is a recognized need to increase the focus on ensuring its long-term viability.
The reason mangrove restoration is so important in Belize is because it's rapidly disappearing. We need our mangroves. We need our mangroves culturally and socioeconomically. We need it to protect our island, our land. And if they're not there, the tourism is going to drop off. It's all just going to crash all around us if we don't get this under control.
The Belize Mangrove Alliance Action Plan aims to improve conservation, protection, and sustainable use of mangroves in Belize.
Having a Belize Mangrove Alliance brings together a community of conservationists, of private landowners, of developers, of government agencies, of academia, and many other partners that have one common goal, which is ensuring that our mangrove forests remain healthy in the country.
The strength of alliances is that you're bringing together different parties with different levels of expertise, different resources, and having everybody on the same page. Importantly here in Belize, with government departments as a part of that dialogue, means that we can actually do something and accomplish something going forward. If we're all doing our own separate things, then we kind of get a little bit fragmented. What's really, really important is that we all have to be on the same page as far as what our commitment is to restoring mangroves, why it's important, and how we go about getting it done.
So do you want to restore mangroves? Do you want to look at the possibility for blue carbon financing? Are you looking at research? Whatever your interest is in mangrove, the Belize Mangrove Alliance brings together those interests to be able to leverage the strengths of all our partners and to be able to share best practices so that people know the best way forward for mangrove conservation and protection in Belize.
You can play a part in protecting Belize's vital mangroves. Follow the Belize Mangrove Alliance on social media. Visit our website to learn more or join local conservation efforts. Together, we can ensure a future where mangroves continue to protect our coasts and nurture our marine life.
The growing frequency and intensity of fires each year pose serious threat to human well-being, forest health, and biodiversity. This surge in wildlife fires is closely linked to climate change and human activities. As global temperatures rise, the risk of extreme weather intensifies. Warmer temperatures, prolonged droughts, and unmanaged lands and fuel create the perfect environment for wildfires to ignite and rapidly spread. Many forest fires are started by human actions. Careless campfires, discarded cigarettes, and even arson. It's not just about the climate. Our actions play a significant role in the fires that devastate these beautiful landscapes. Uncontrolled fires have far-reaching consequences that cannot be ignored. The impact of these fires goes beyond the flames. Smoke from wildfires can travel hundreds of miles, leading to poor air quality and serious health issues, especially for vulnerable populations. Exposure to wildlife smoke can exacerbate respiratory problems, increase heart disease risk, and harm overall public health. Simple actions like safely extinguishing campfires, properly disposing of smoking materials, and following local fire regulations can make a big difference. Effective fire management is crucial. By practicing controlled burns, fire breaks, maintaining healthy forests, and following safety guidelines, we can help prevent catastrophic fires and protect our environment and health. Join the Maya Forest Corridor Fire Working Group and help us manage fires responsibly. Stay informed about fire regulations, support local fire prevention programs, and take steps to reduce your carbon footprint. Together, we can build safer communities and a healthier planet. Remember, good fire management starts with all of us. Do your part to protect people and our natural resources.
Hello, I am Dr. Rosado, a pediatrician, and today I want to talk to parents about rotavirus and how we can protect our children. Rotavirus is a virus that causes severe water, diarrhea, and vomiting. This can lead to severe dehydration and may require hospitalization if not treated promptly. The good news is that diarrhea caused by rotavirus is preventable by vaccines. The vaccine is safe, effective, and available at all nearest health centers. It is given in drops orally at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child against severe diarrhea. Visit your nearest clinic today.
The rainforest of Belize. Nature in her most abundant and untamed state. A place of amazing wonder. So we bottled it with passion. The alchemy of pure rainwater. Fresh pressed heirloom sugarcane grown in this rich soil. Distilled by local artisans. Always in harmony with nature. Organically certified, sustainably committed, deeded to a trust that supports the communities of southern Belize. This is the relentless pursuit of craft without compromise. And now we share this part of the world with the world and you. We are Kopali Rum, the spirit of the rainforest.
Presentamos BB Insurance, hecho para Belice. Tu seguridad, nuestra prioridad.
Belize is transforming the way taxes are managed with the Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, a modern system built on flexibility, efficiency, and accountability. SAR will have its own human resource policies, ensuring faster hiring, fairer opportunities, and competitive pay that rewards performance. The SARA will also manage its own budget, making it easier to fund what matters most: better technology, improved taxpayer services, and stronger enforcement when needed. With this flexibility comes responsibility. Independent audits, public reports, and parliamentary oversight will ensure full transparency. SARA's transparency, flexibility, and efficiency will ensure smarter decision-making, better taxpayer service, and responsible use of public funds. SARA, flexibility to serve you better, accountability to serve you right.
Welcome back to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We didn't want to leave different spot because the weather kind of...
Because we won't weather hotel as
very only weather, so we had to make adjustments. Let me just give thanks to my sponsors. Firstly, of course, we're doing Reef Week. And let me just mention that our sponsors are, of course, Wilmer here and Kopali Distillery. I think our Nicholas Key, Garbutt's Marina for bringing us out and will be taking us back. We hear the weather kind of bumpy for try to get in, but see what's matter. The official sponsors include Belize Tax Services, Freedom Drugstore, Honorable Osmond Martinez, Sol Belize, Toledo Teachers Credit Union Limited, Toledo Institute for Development and Environment, Hyde, Garbutt's Marina, Kopali Rum, Premier Sponsors, BB Insurance, Ewards Marina, Honorable Anthony Sylvester, Black in Marine Science, Press Office, Ministry of Health and Wellness, Central Bank of Belize, CG United, World Wildlife Fund, Wildlife Conservation Society, Belize Tourism Board, Seafront Inn, King Energy Uno Punta Gorda Town, National Fishermen Producers Cooperative Society Limited, Punta Gorda Town Council, University of Belize and Calpech Village Resort. We are closing down now towards 9 o'clock when we put our Reef Week themed WB to rest for another year. We've, I think as Senator Janelle mentioned, it's been since about 2010, 2011. It's almost 15 years of Reef Week. This year celebrating the Reef under the theme for We Reef, for We Roots, connecting communities, empowering youth. And I respect the words say you have to act like you own and thing to make people believe you. The ICJ can't do that for you. Can't send integrity in our envelope. You work rough. But it hammers home the point in the context of what we experienced yesterday, where we have this, I mean, everything nice, everything prized, but about 8 or 9 miles.
8 miles.
8 miles south of where we are.
Yeah.
We have this, and you guys can go and read up about it or Google it. They find this reef in a condition where it shouldn't be in. Meaning that the reef look like one page out of history, said 35 years ago, how the reef overall may look.
Yep.
In a time when reef all over the world are in decline, under threat, and losing a lot. Every year we do an exercise called we get the through the Healthy Reef organization. They do a reef report card, and we know that they will give you only C, only B, only improvement there. But this piece of reef, what they call the Crown, the Corona Reef, they're deep and it seems to be unbothered. By all the challenges and is in fine shape. And so it is being studied. Well, was being studied. Right now, though, that studying is done, it appears.
Yeah, it's a free-for-all right now. It's kind of like a free-for-all, and it is a shame because, like scientists have all agreed that it is one of the most unique reefs in the entire world. We have it here in Belizean territory. Scientists, the local scientists like Hyde and those, they been studying it. I'm sure other scientists from around the world have been studying it as well. But unfortunately, those studies have had to stop because the bad man, they win. Hyde has not conducted studies there because they don't feel safe. We have a Belize Coast Guard base that is 6-7 miles away that we would think would provide coverage so that Hyde could go out and do their work. That's not happening. So there's a breakdown in communications between these organizations when you have the most important, the most resilient reef in the world that's sitting there and now being exploited, as you know firsthand. I know you're so. We know to make this up. You have the videos. You are there. gill nets is still on the reef. And I mean, this I don't know ordinary reef. I mean, these gill nets are deep. They are very, very deep. It gave us so much trouble to haul up yesterday that we had to basically leave a big part of it. So, I mean, we are here, we are talking about the reef, the Belize Barrier Reef, and there's so much more that need to be done so that our Belize Barrier Reef could continue to get protected.
It's depressing that you have something like that happens against the grain, where you have a reef that is doing so well. You don't know the factors that led to this, but before you could figure it out, before you could ascertain what has led to this, what makes this so special, essentially our neighbors have found out, oh, that's a piece of reef that has a lot. It has lobster, it has conchs, it has biodiversity, like we the year, but our sense of self-preservation dictates that we have to go deal with that. Now with no rules, now with regulations, but just we got to go take it. And it's like self-preservation, we know that a lot of the people who are doing this, at least some of them, then the low-income people, the poor people, and then they try to survive. So they want to do that if they know, once they know that you can stand up for that, they need to survive and they want to do what they want to do. You can't have one, you can't put one flaky fence where it is you got your most precious thing. You have to understand the story. You can't got your artifacts and your jewelry and your finest necklaces and pearls out in the open with no presence, no security, and a flaky fence. No way in the world you could do that, and somebody don't want to help themselves to that. It's hard. So you have to say, oh, you know what? This precious, this stuff for me, I have to act accordingly to protect it, to make sure that it continues to be a benefit and a value to me. That's what it comes down to. That's what Reef Week is supposed to represent, bro.
Yeah, and we have like a lot of NGOs. We have in government, you have the Ministry of Sustainable Development, you have the Climate Change, you have all these organizations and government ministries that's like pushing for us to do better. You heard about the Resilient Bold Belize, about, okay, we got to protect this part of the reef. How about protecting the most important part of the reef? Let's lock that in. Let's put that there. We just, the part of the reef that we are talking about right now is what like sent the Belize flash fisheries and some of the guides, in overdrive. But here we are. The government say, well, we got to do it, and respect is due to that. But you can't be saying that we need to protect this reef when you have the other reef, the Corona Reef, the flagship of the reefs, not only in Belize, but in the world. And that is being abandoned because, when you talk to different people, I understand that one of the reasons that Coast Guard don't have enough fuel, well, we have millions of dollars in Blue Bond. So there's a breakdown somewhere. There should be no time when the Belize Coast Guard should say, we can't do a patrol because we don't have fuel. There is no time Tide should say, we can't do a patrol because we don't have enough fuel. I mean, you are out there to protect our most precious resource. I mean, things that like mind-boggling, not only to us Belizeans, but to scientists around this world. And then you have these international organizations, like let's say WWF or the Nature Conservancy. They know the importance of this. They use this to fundraise. Well, I think that there should be communications for these international organizations who have fundraised on behalf of Belize to find the fuel so that Tide could continue its studies, so that Coast Guard can continue the patrol. I mean, you saw it yesterday.
At the end of the day, if you were to sit down and wait for the ICJ to save the Port Honduras Reserve, India would be a drought right now.
Oh yeah, For sure.
If you wait for that to preserve, if you put in place your regulations, no one did it. And if the argument is at the highest level, because we have to look at this at the highest level, this is beyond conservation. There is a mindset that whatever issues we have which are under the label transboundary issues, the ICJ is going to solve it. The problem with that thinking when dealing with the Corona Reef is that the ICJ cannot save you in time. If you are one of those who are so absolutely convinced that you know exactly what the judgment is going to be, okay, that's turned into a turtle's race. Now we have a whole thing with the SAPs. So you're waiting for all of that to resolve. And you're also seeing where the world order of rules-based dealing with things is eroding at a accelerated pace. I mean, it's dissolving before our very eyes. So the very sturdiness of the place that you are depending on to solve your problem is being undermined. Right? That's what's going on. Literally. A country has made its own version of a board of peace that will determine how things are going to be determined. While you're at the place that they are saying we don't want to deal with them any longer. That's what we. So now, at some point, this is not about being an alarmist. This is not Chicken Little. This is real. So you will sit down and say, well, wait for something to be determined. Let's say, for argument's sake, we are wait 2 or 3 more years. 2 or 3 more years, we are sit and just, you do what you want it when that come. Because that one come, and then when that come, we are go in there, go study, and we are go in there, go save, because we are then have the backing. Because you have now determined that you know, you're psychic, you know, you're convinced you are better, you are smarter, you know they don't have a choice but to say what you want them to say. Okay, let us go with that argument. But you are going to wait 3 or 4 years for that to come down for you. 3 or 4 years, what happens to that reef?
With every day, people going out there and setting their nets on the reef. As you could see when we were pulling up the reef yesterday.
Pulling up the reef?
When we were literally pulling up the reef. Pulling up the nets is pulling up the reef. And if we don't stop that, I mean, what will we have?
And we're not talking here about an infringement that was taking place in the middle of the night.
No. Big day. And this is why I'm saying, right, that, you know, you talk about the ICJ, we are waiting until the ICJ make a ruling, then we're really going to go in. But when Belizeans decide to go to ICJ, all the campaign by all the governments was that once we put this in the hands of the ICJ, that you can traverse the Sarstoon freely. Well, we see, we still can't do that. So who's to say that even if ICJ make a ruling that there will be total peace over there, or that there will be no more infringement from Guatemala and Honduras? No, there's no guarantee of that. It has not happened when they have told us that it would happen. So I don't really think that we should use that as a way to say, hey, we'll just back off and let them destroy. Maybe they can't destroy everything in the next 3 to 5 years, so then we still could save some. No, we need to assert ourselves now. I mean, again, you cite Mose, you were on the boat yesterday. We went into that area. It took us, 20-30 minutes to get there. Even if our people, our Coast Guard, our Tide Rangers are there and hanging out, look, just drift, enjoy the nature. That will be a deterrent to those who want to come and destroy our reef.
All right. What we're going to do is take a quick break, and then we come back with our last segment here inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We'll be right back.
This is our first year under the program, and we have received basically the free tuition, uniforms for first form, 3 uniforms per child, and also the PE uniform. The other students from 2nd to 4th, they receive the free tuition.
As students, now we feel much more better that we know that there's someone that's thinking about us, right? That they want to see us do better, and so they're giving us resources to pursue whatever we want to pursue.
Yes, I do feel more excited about school as it has been more easier to focus in classes. I'm more at ease during my study time, during pre-tests or everything. It's easier to actually get things done.
These kinds of projects will only try to improve and better these chances of the students to be productive citizens of the police.
We are the future of police, and empowering youths is what we need most right now, having faith in them.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank. Building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale. always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Cajalpech Resort, located on the highest point in town, offers spectacular views of San Ignacio and Santa Elena. Located next to Cajalpech Mayan Temple, San Antonich Mayan Temple can be seen 10 miles away.
Cajalpech Resort has 72 air-conditioned rooms,
a restaurant, bar, conference room, jacuzzi, and 3 pools with cascading waterfalls. For reservations, call 824-3740. Cajalpech Resort.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Your time is valuable. That's why SARA is coming. A modern revenue authority built to make managing your taxes simpler, faster, and more convenient than ever before. With SARA, you can expect improved services, from quicker responses to queries to faster processing of your tax refunds. No long waits. Filing or paying your taxes? With SARA, you'll be able to do it securely online at any time, from anywhere, thanks to us placing a greater focus on digital convenience and secure digital records. The SARA will also commit to consistent and fair application of tax laws via a risk-based audit and compliance strategy and increased data-driven reforms. With SARA, most of your tax business will be handled online, saving you time to focus on what matters most: your business, your family, your life. And if you need in-person help, SARA will still have staff ready to assist you at all satellite offices countrywide. SARA, tax services made simpler, faster, and more convenient for you.
This Reef Week, we celebrate one of Belize's greatest national treasures, the Belize Barrier Reef. Protecting it requires more than appreciation. It requires science, research, and leadership.
At the University of Belize, the Marine Biology program prepares our students to learn and protect our marine ecosystems that are vital to Belize's future.
Through hands-on training, students learn how to investigate marine biodiversity, design research projects, analyze environmental data, and contribute solutions to Belize's conservation challenges.
At the University of Belize, we're not only educators, we're scientists, actively involved in our national environmental discussions, research initiatives, and policy conversations. Our reefs support biodiversity, fisheries, tourism, and coastal protection. By training the next generation of marine scientists, UB is helping ensure these ecosystems are protected for generations to come. That engagement keeps our program current and ensures that what we teach reflects the real challenges facing Belize's marine environment.
This Reef Week, discover how you can become a steward of Belize's marine environment. Visit us at www.ub.edu.bz.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Where are they, brother Will?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
man.
there,
They're on mic. Yeah, man. Yes, what they do to me. We're up on the last each you know, brother. We deal with the stress. We deal with the what I say, the bad news aspect of it at the same time, man. I know that things aren't the way they're supposed to be. I know things are not the way that they used to be. But I think what we need to remind ourselves is that we still have something here that is breathtakingly beautiful, precious, important to our survival. It's not just for both and thing when I got relevance. It has relevance to communities. It has relevance to people's lives. And with it comes responsibilities. But we could still recognize it. We could still acknowledge what it is. It still lives. We still could have gone out for a couple of days and get food. Some days were better than others. Some days
What we get food?
Some days me bleaky. The catch wasn't exactly anything to put on an Instagram post. You know, post up within there. But then there were days when.
But that one day out of all we is when we're there.
I can tell you about this will. Can get the people woman think about this will. So Will carry fishing yesterday. For food.
Yes.
It's not a sport. It wasn't figure catch, tap on, for catch and release. We look for something for eat. Because the man said, no, bring nothing for eat. We shall eat from the reef.
Yep.
So we gone. And after about all day, mid-afternoon or later into the afternoon, the man gave a nice knock. Nicely fight. And when the catch come close to the boat, we realized there was a nice sized barracuda. Enough for full of belly.
Everybody on the island. Yeah.
Up comes one shark. If you can't contact the barracuda. Will Mejia said to the captain, ease up. I want a shark carry the barracuda. Everybody said that crazy, you crazy.
Yeah.
Will's argument was that if we may have it per video of the shark they carry the barracuda, that video they may want create viral excitement online. And I say viral excitement be damned. No play with supper.
Yeah, you know, that was like, you know, it's unfortunate that the shark never gets that barracuda, because just the way the shark come out of the barracuda, that was like, man, I didn't even feel hungry again. Because I was like, okay, well, I'll catch another barracuda, but make the shark have this one. But when the people on my boat, that like when they call it, mutiny on the bounty or something like that, where I say, well, better bring in this barracuda. Because if I make the shark eat this barracuda, then me going overboard.
I think something like that.
That I made the feeling I made the get.
Something like that. I think I made a pretty accurate read.
I just made it,
on the temperature upon the boat. That you know. So the point is though, right in that story, while they tell you how outrageous this bedroom could be, and I think rather illogical at the time, it does paint a picture of a reef that is still alive. Because what was to happen to that barracuda happened to it. It was nice. But in that moment, we had an ecosystem that was showing itself to be resilient. You had the apex predator. You had a barracuda, whether one predator, and they're still alive, and the predator, nice size, and the apex predator was healthy.
Nicer size.
Healthy. Man would have say, yo, shoot panades out, I eat the grain.
The grain, yeah.
But that was a beautiful moment.
Well, the nice that the crew made, I believe the shark must be making the panades, because the shark took off after that moment. Well, Chef Shakira was like waiting to put a knife into the barracuda. Well, we had a nice meal last night. So, absolutely. I guess all in all, it played off. But Mose, I wanted to touch something like what Senator was talking about, the plastic bag. I just wanted to bring to the Belizean public that I was in New York City not too long ago, and I bought things at different stores, and not one store gave me a plastic bag. Even when I buy a piece of pizza, didn't come in a plastic bag. So if New York City could get rid of the plastic, the single-use plastic, then there's no reason why we can't do it here. And I personally believe that the way we will do that is begin to enforce the laws. You see our highways continue to be filthy with a lot of plastic bag and plastic bottles. That's because the Department of Environment, who is responsible, or the responsible department for enforcing the law, penalizing people or giving people the authority to penalize people, have not done so. I don't think that we are charging anybody for littering, and if we really want to do that, we have to really crack down and really show people that we are serious about the anti-littering law. I mean, that's something that I see all the time. I'm always picking up plastic from the highways and from the beaches and stuff like that. So I would like to see, as part of making our reef healthy, because these bags, they do end up in the ocean and could affect the health of the reef. So I just wanted to point that out, that I want to thank the Senator for bringing that up, and know that we as a country, we can do a lot more. We definitely can do a lot more.
Yep. Man, I just want to thank you for the support and for make this possible. You know that from the time I come here, it was something I thought about, somehow bring the SAPs to more eyes, more ears, more consciousness. Hopefully it manifests down the road in people finding a way if you can have their own SAP experience, as Ewart mentioned, in our responsible and sustainable manner, of course, because ownership has to be lived. And so every corner of the place we must experience to make we feel connected to it. SAPS remains a gorgeous experience to me, a true privilege. And I want to thank you for making it possible for the crew and for making this broadcast. Give thanks.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man, because, when you first mentioned this, from the time you come out here, I was like, there was something that got you about going to the SAPs. You and I we have traveled to different parts of the country together, but when you got to the SAPs, it was like, whoa. I was like, man, what this guy see, and you kept talking about one day we'll be here, we will, XTV will bring to the world the Sapadillas. And I thought that was a crazy thing to think about. And before you know it, we were out here broadcasting. And I really want to thank you for staying focused and making your dreams come true of bringing the Sapodillas to the world.
Give thanks. We got to thank the team, of course, back at studios for doing the work. Larry G, Creme Radio, Harlan Wagner has put in serious work in the studios. Usually he's with us on the team. But Cliff has been a rock here on the island. Give respect to your team who have represented my brother and supported this entire effort. We want to thank you, the listener, the viewer, for being here for along with us, allowing us to be in your presence and bringing this conversation. We know how we go. You could be doing 1,000,001 other things. So give thanks to that, to our sponsors, to the people who work to get those sponsors and collaborators and partners with us. Absolutely a big thank you going out to you. Till next year, Reef Week, we are going to wrap up for today. Remember, the Reef Week team is We Reef, We Roots, connecting communities, empowering youth. Have an enjoyable weekend. Belize, stand strong, stand firm. For now, well, let me just mention, we got more stuff to put up online. So there's more stories. We got more video and content coming away from SAPS. Make sure you link it online and get that full experience as well. Stand strong, stand firm. For now, gone!
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screw, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Mandala Note.
Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place. So calling WUB.